G'day, how you going? So today we're getting into film photography with the Olympus 35 RC. Jerry, why do I keep buying film photography cameras? So if you want to muck around with some film photography, forget Leica, it's too bloody expensive. This is a really affordable entry level, if not advanced camera to get like stuck into film photography, because it's compact, it's a rangefinder, and effectively it's a shutter priority with a manual override. It's got everything you need outside of SLR for, you know, a really fun, practical outing with film. It's a 42mm lens, full frame. Obviously it's full frame, it's bloody film. And it's 2.8, f2.8. So what it takes is a battery, and then you set the shutter up the top, and the aperture is adjusted by the computer inside, by the light meter inside. It's a rangefinder. Now I didn't know what rangefinders were. I thought rangefinders were just cameras that had eyepieces to the right, you know, not in the middle, like an SLR, you know, with a mirror. This is a rangefinder. It's kind of got a mirror, but it's not one of those mirrors that flips up. What a rangefinder is, Jerry, are you listening? What a rangefinder is it's got mirrors inside here that go on a curve, and it's got two viewfinders really. It's got a viewfinder there and the main one that you look through. So that viewfinder takes a smaller image of what you're seeing and it superimposes it on this viewfinder. So what happens then is when you're looking through the main viewfinder, you're seeing a superimposed image of the same scene because of this little viewfinder here, which is called the rangefinder view, or whatever it's called, the rangefinder, and that superimposes on top of that via I don't know, mirrors, that one mirror there, bounce, however the hell it works. And then what that's for is to get focus. That's all it's for, just focus. So as you turn your focus, that superimposed image moves left and right, and then when it lines up, you're in focus. So it's like a little ghost image. So it's got a close focus of 3 meters to infinity. It's obviously f2.8 all the way to f22. The shutter speeds start at 15 and go one stop all the way to 500. So 15, 30, 60, 125, and then all the way to 500. It's got a bulb mode if you want. So the beauty of this camera is that you can, with a battery, you can go full automatic, or shutter priority, by setting the shutter speed. The aperture is chosen for you. It's got the rangefinder, so you don't have to figure out the focus zoning for you, so that's covered. And then the beauty also, because sometimes if you can't find a battery or your battery dies or whatever, you want to get into photography and learn all about stops, and it's got the manual override. So it's a 42mm f2.8 Zuiko lens. The ISO is here, and there's the light meter over here. So when you change the ISO, that has a little aperture or something in there as well. And what you do is so that's 200, you turn this bit here, 160, 125. If you have a look at here, there, that changes. See there, bing bong, and that gives you the ISO. That's fully automatic, and you do it by, it's a little bit fiddly, and you got to have small fingers to get it in there and change it. I wish they had a little notch here to do it. When you want to put it in auto, put it in A there. That's got flash. If you want to turn off the metering there, that'll save battery power. And then when you flip over to here, that's when you're in full manual mode. Focus goes from 3 meters to infinity. You got feet and meters, so 3 feet, 1 meter. Now this thing here is a bit weird. It's your dim, or I don't know what the hell it is. It's for flash. Now you set this by moving this little lever here. GN is guide number, and it's all to do with the flash in feet. So 10 meters, 20 meters, 42 meters. It's a measure of the distance at which the flash can illuminate. You can put the flash in here, or you can put the flash up here. Shutter speed, very simple. Bing bong. So it starts at bulb, and then you go to 1/15 speed, halve the light again, halve the light again, halve the light again, all the way to 500. Over here is how your film is advancing, like just a basic camera really. It's got self timer, so bing. What's that? A couple of seconds. There's your rangefinder. Let's see if we can have a look inside. On the viewfinder, down the bottom is the aperture, and at the top, let's see if I can do this, is the shutter speed. But when you do press the shutter button and you haven't advanced the film, the meter will tell you what the shot's going to be. In that case, 2.8. You see there? 2.8. So that's because I've got it set at 2.8. So if you're in if you're in auto mode and then you did that and press the shutter button, it will tell you where you're at. It will tell you what aperture it's going to use, and then obviously you advance the film and do it again, and then it'll take the shot. When the exposure can't get it right, if it's overexposed or underexposed, it will not let you take a photo. And by that, it'll go to that red zone. You see there? It'll move to the, if you can see it, there. When it goes into the red, the shutter won't release, and it says you are overexposed or underexposed, bad luck. And so, obviously this is only when it's in automatic mode. It's like the red flag in the Trip 35. It says, sorry, I can't take a shot because you're overexposed or underexposed. So it's foolproof. This camera in auto mode is foolproof. It will not let you take a shit shot because it knows and says, what are you doing? This is overexposed. So then obviously you've got to then either move into manual mode and override the computer, or move into a better lighting situation. Pops open here. That's the film plate. It's just like a standard camera. There's your moving, so that moves the little sprockets there. I'll put it in bulb mode and you can see the blades there. So that's at 5.6. If I move it to 2.8, there, that's perfectly circle. Now if you stop down, let's go to F11. It's very primitive with the blades. It's like a square. So which is that, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 blades, I guess. Is that how it works? I don't know. Something like that anyway. So, but that's all you need. The light comes in and it's all good. Solid. It's a little beauty. This is the battery that you can get. As you can see, it even says OM1. So PX625 and PX13, that's what it replaces. But the main thing you got to worry about is 1.35 volt. That's what you want. Now these other batteries, that's what this battery looks like, and it's got that little thing there. to push it up so it fits. On the internet, there's two that you can find. There's the 1.35, which is these ones, which is the proper one, and then there's the 1.4, which is the hearing aid ones. Just get either one, or even better, shoot in manual. Digital, you take 100,000 shots and you go shit, and then move on, and then. But with this, you got to get it right. So you got to study it and get it in your head. Make sure. Yes, Jerry, I know, Jerry. You got to get it right the first time, Jerry, because you only got 24 shots. Jerry. There. You see, Jerry? You got the little camera, Jerry. That's for you. It's just your size, Jerry. Now it takes these batteries, Weincell PX625. It's the same batteries that you put in the OM1 cameras and a few of the other cameras as well. The Yashica, all the old cameras seem to love this old mercury type battery. This is the replacement of the mercury, because you're not allowed to have mercury anymore. Something to do about dying or something. And so these little replacements. Now what happens is with these batteries, you can get them with hearing aid type batteries. So you got these hearing aid ones, but they're 1.4 volts, and these cameras originally wanted 1.35 volts. So these Wein things, they have a little notch on the back to make it sit properly in the camera, and they're the proper voltage. Now why you would want that is because the meter is very sensitive to how much wattage, volt, how much power. You got to get it right. The battery's got to be perfect. Now you can get the hearing aid batteries for $2 each, not even. You get a pack for $3. Now at 1.4 volt, it's not going to. Seriously, you can get both. It doesn't really matter. Half a volt isn't going to put your metering off so bad that it's going to burn a hole through the film, or or underexpose or overexpose too much. But I mean, if you can find these Wiener ones, Jerry Wiener, Wiener, das Hund, Jerry, das Hund. Get that battery instead if you can find them. The other shitty thing with this, it's got a 43.5 millimeter filter thread. Apparently hard to find that kind of for filters. I mean, it's nice and heavy, and it's perfect for and it's just a classic. They don't make them like they used to. Hey Jerry, they don't make them like they used to because everything is just solid and perfect, and the tactileness, the sound, the shutter. I think it's a leaf shutter. Now this copy is a little tattered inside with the film. You see there, Jerry? That foam is just deteriorated. So there, cop that. So what I'm going to do is I bought a little foam kit, whatever. I'm going to do a DIY and replace the foam light seals. These are light seals. So what you don't want to do with film cameras is let light in. There's this bit of foam that goes around. They're like seals. They call them light seals. Also, this shit is deteriorating and it's ending up inside. So I'm going to do that in another video. I was going to clean it all up inside, but I didn't bother because the viewfinder is perfect. The rangefinder works. And just other than a little bit of surface rust, which I just cleaned off and sanded it back, it's perfect. So don't fix what's not broken. Hey Jerry, don't fix what's not broken, especially with old cameras. Don't go tinkering around, because I started tinkering around with another camera that I bought. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it.